Hello, my name is Portia. In today's class, we're going to be using dynamic stretches, meaning that we're moving while we're stretching to help free up tight areas in the body for ease and better control and balance throughout your day and daily activities. You will need some space to move forward, back, and side to side, and you can be barefoot as I am, wear socks with grips, or wear shoes if you would like the support. Coming to the center of your space, take your feet a little outside of your hips and place your hands on the sides of the hips and then hug in as you lift the shoulders up and then roll them back and down and then release the arms to your sides. Spread your fingertips and all 10 toes out nice and wide, even if they're in your shoe. Roll the shoulders again, up, back, and down, and then start to add a gentle knee bend and straighten. This is a form of stretching while moving also, helping to ease out the tightness and the stickiness in the muscles behind the shoulder blade, in front of the shoulder blade, and along your ribs. 2 more times. Standing straight and tall with your legs straight, turn your palms in and out, getting some simple internal and external rotation for your shoulder, specifically for a group of muscles called the rotator cuff. Moving your arms down and up in the framework of your vision, in other words, right in your peripheral vision. 1 more time, up and down. As you lift the arms, this is also a really nice stretch for the side of your torso. Bringing the arms down. Now just take the arms from side to side and lift the heels one at a time to shift the weight from one foot to the other and start to move your balance from one side to the next. 2 more sets here. Release. Reach your right arm straight up to the ceiling with your thumb back, pinky forward, and reach your left hand in opposition. This will give you a nice stretch from the right armpit and even the back of the arm all the way down to the left hip. Take your left arm back and your right arm back. And now bend your knees and hinge forward with your palms back, and then reach up and circle the arms around. Reach your left arm up, thumb back, pinky forward. Again, stretching your arms in opposite directions. Release and hinge. As you stand, circle your arms up and around. A little faster. Right arm up, left arm back, hinge, bringing your right arm back, and then come up with a big circle. Left arm, reach and stretch the diagonal across the front side of the body, hinge forward. This is a wonderful stretch for the back, hips, and for your hamstrings, the muscles in the back of the upper leg. 1 more time to each side. Finding your breath. Left arm up and right arm down. Hinge forward from your hips and then a big circle. Shift the weight to your left, lifting the right heel and bring the toe just in front of your hip joint. Reach your arms beside you and then point the toes as you straighten your right leg, point flex. Open out to the side, tap down, up, and point flex. Come right back to where we started and lift your left heel. Reach your leg forward, straightening the leg with your toes pointed, flex point. Take your leg out to the side, flex point, and then bring your foot back in. One more time, adding on some arms to challenge the balance. Reach your arms out to the side and lift your right heel. Reach your leg up a little higher this time. Flex, that'll stretch your calves. We're also working on standing balance on the left leg. Point, bring the leg to the side, flex, point, and then right back to where we started. Take a pause and lift your chest to bring the fingertips, the pinkies to try to touch behind you, and then palms up in front of you. Pinkies behind and in front 2 more times, and then we'll do one more set with the flex point on your left. Shift your weight over to the right foot, reach your left leg up, flex, point, bringing the leg over, and you can always leave the toes on the floor, and then release. Pinkies back and pinkies forward. 2 more. And one more time. And release. Give your hands a little shake, open and close. This is helpful to get some circulation to your fingertips, and then do the same with your toes. Wiggle them out a bit, and then alternate heels up. This is a great stretch for the bottoms of your feet, and we're also working on mobilizing the ankle joint. Really important for when we get to the balance. Stand in your space with your feet narrow, right underneath your own hips. Take your palms to face front and roll the shoulders back again, bringing your chin back to lengthen the back of your neck and create space between the earlobe and shoulder on each side. This also will help to open the chest and the collarbone. I always like to say, smile across your collarbone and bring that smile and lightness to your face. Right arm up over the head with your palm facing the front, left arm reaching down. We've been here before. Anchor down through your right foot and side bend over to the left. Take a big breath, sending the air into the ribs on the right side of your body. And then stand up and rotate to the right as you take your left arm back and look forward. Trying the same thing on the other side. Lift your left arm straight up, both palms facing the front. Anchor down through your left foot and pinky edge of the foot, and side bend to the right. Feeling the stretch again in the rib cage, down the side of the hip, and feeling your back supported with your lower belly. Circle the arm around, rotate open to the left as you bring your right arm back, and then find center. Roll the shoulders, and now let's add on. Lifting your right arm up again, side bend over to the left. As you step out and rotate this time, a little step out, reach your right arm back, and then step back in. Left arm up, side bend, step out to your left, rotate, bring your right arm back, and then back in. Let's move as one. Breath in, up and over to the left. Step out to the right and open your right arm. A wonderful stretch across the chest and even a little bit across the front of the hips. Same thing with your left. Reach out and stretch, open, and then back to center. And right. Side bend, open, and return. Side bend, open, and return. Facing front, bring your right arm up for the side bend. Now this time, instead of stepping out at the same time we side bend, take a longer stretch here and reach your left arm out. Side bend or step out to the right and bend your right knee and hinge forward with both arms going back. This is a stretch for your inner thigh on the left as well as the outer portion of your left ankle. And then find balance right back at the center. Side bend to the other side. Left arm goes over to the right. As you step out, bend, hinge, and tip. Hinging at the hips, your left knee is over the foot and ankle, and your inner right thigh is stretched. And then step back in. Side bend, right arm up. Step out to the right and hinge back into your stretch for the inner thighs. Add an arm circle on this one as you return. That will help to open the chest and the shoulder joint. Big stretch over. Tip at your hips and sit back for an inner thigh stretch, and then open the chest and the shoulders as you circle. Again, side bend, left, step out, hinge, inner thighs stretch, and then come up and circle. Side bend, left arm, sit back, hinge, up and circle. Each time you come back to the center, feel yourself get taller and lighter. We'll add on one more piece of balance. Side bending towards the left, step back out, hinge. This time when you step back in and circle, keep your right heel lifted. And then lower as the arms come around. With your left arm, side bend to the right, hip hinge back. Keep your left heel up as you come back, circle the arms and lower the heel. You can keep the ball of the foot down each time we come in, or join me with this next one as we balance and lift the right knee up. Take a deep seat, lift, open, and then return the foot down. Side bend with your left arm. Sit back and stretch. Lift, and then lower. Let's try that again. Big side bend. Sit back and stretch. And slow return, lifting your knee. Pull your toes back this time, and then point, and then lower down. We get a little extra stretch in the ankle joint. Sit back, hinge at your hips, stretch your inner thigh, come up with a flexed foot, and then point, and then lower. And again, sit back and stretch, come up with balance, control, point, and then lower. One more time on the left. Find your balance on your right leg. Point the toes and then lower and roll your shoulders. This time we're going to be stepping back, so if you need to, move forward just a bit so you've got some room to step back behind you. And starting with your right foot, each foot is underneath the hip. You can even take the hands to the sides of your hips to find balance, or hold the arms out with the palms facing front. Tip forward at your hips first, just a little bit, and then bend your left knee to step your right leg straight back on the same line that it was standing on. Keep your arms down and low, and come into a little lunge. This is going to be a great stretch for the front of your right thigh and all the way up through the hip and even into the torso. With your right heel up, it's also another stretch for the bottom of the foot. Here, lower and lift, stretch. Down, move your arms, down and up. 2 more times. Moving through the stretch in the front of your right thigh and hip as well as the torso. 1 more time. Come back to center, circle your arms. Same thing on the left. We start with a little tiny hip hinge just to get some space to move behind you. Then step back with your left leg, long stride back, and then lower into the 90-90 lunge. It could feel very different on this side. I know for me, this side is a little tighter. So if you feel that, just back off a bit, and we'll go for a nice, slow arm. And this stretch is going to give you more stretch to the torso, and leg stretch. Three more times. One more time. Step in, circle your arms up and around. And now we move back to the right foot. Step back. This time, reach your arms up. And then as you rise, lower. Different pattern with the arms, so we get the full body stretch. One more time. Lift up your right knee this time. Find balance. Reach your arms back. And then circle to return your leg. Left leg back. Arms go straight up as your body descends down. And then come up. Two more. On the third one, we're coming up to a stand right here. Find your balance, pull your left knee up, and then circle the arms to return. Right leg back. Find depth and stretch. Rise. One more. Find your balance on your left leg, lift, and then circle the arms to return. And left. Stepping back. If you're finding this challenging, make the range of motion a little smaller. And if the balance is challenging, tap the toes. And then try to lift the knee as you return and circle one more time to each side. Stretching through the whole front line of the body. Now we're balancing on our left leg. Remember, you can keep the toes on the floor if you need for balance. One more time, left leg. Rise up, find your balance, or tap your left toes to the floor. Oh. Shake your hips out a bit. Circle each ankle. We have one more move. Open and close your hands. With your feet hip distance, toes spread wide, fingers spread wide, take your palms to touch in front. Reach just your right arm to the side, and now the left. Finding the midpoint right at the center of your chest with your thumbs up. One more time on the left. Now open both. Stretch across the chest, and then bring your palms together. Open. Adding a little balance here. Rise up to your toes as you reach the arms, open and back, and then lower, touch. I like to use the inhale to press up onto the ball of the foot. It helps me to find height, and then the exhale grounds the heels onto the floor. One more time. Step out with your right foot and open the arms to the side. Take a big step, and then step back in, hands together to the left. And right. We'll add on to this in just a moment. One more time to the left. Now, when you step out to the right, bend your right knee, open your arms, pause. Reach into a side bend, circle, and step back in to bring your palms together. Step to the left. Open wide, bend your left knee, side bend, circle around, and step back in. putting it all together. Step out to the right and stretch. Side bend. We're going the other way this time. Step out to the left. Side bend. Feels a little different when we do that stretch. Now let's go back to the same direction we're stepping. Side bend in that direction. First open, bend and reach, circle, and together. Step out, bend and reach, circle, and together. Now side bend into the center as you step out. Right arm lifts and then center. Left arm, left knee, stretch, and go back to stretching in the same direction. First reach out, side bend, circle, and come to center. First reach out, side bend, circle. The mobility that you are gaining through your shoulders, through your hips, and the feet is essential for your everyday balance and for ease and comfort when you're doing your everyday activities. Roll the shoulders. And now let's go back to the beginning and put everything together. Taking a nice big inhale, roll the shoulders one more time, exhale and release. Open out to the side, balance, shift your weight back, come into the center with a big arm circle to the left. Sit back and reach, circle the arms and come back to center. One little piece, adding on side bend first with your right arm to the left. In this narrow stance, open, sit back and hinge at your hips, and then circle the arms to come back. Side bend with your left arm coming over. Sit back as you step out, inner thigh stretch, and in and circle. One more time, just like that. Right arm up and over, come up to a stand, sit out, sit back, and circle to return. Side bend with your left arm towards the right. Sit back, hip hinge, and circle the arms. Stepping back with your right foot. Feel the arms reach up. Here is that 90-90 lunge. And we have 3. Keep your right heel up so the bottom of the foot stretches. Now lift your right knee. Find your balance. Flex the toes to your shins. Point the toes, circle, and lower the leg down. Step back with your left leg. Reach your arms up. Feel the stretch along the whole front line all the way down to your left knee. And then we lift. 2 more. Lift your left knee. Find your balance. Lift toes to shin. Circle your arms in point. And bring the arm down. 1 more to each side. Right leg back. Descend and reach. That opposition as your knee goes down and your arms go up is such a wonderful stretch. This time, step in and balance on your left leg, lifting your right leg. As you circle the arms, point the toe, and place the foot down. Left leg. Here's the balance. This time on the right leg, lift your left knee up. Point the toes, circle, and bring your arm down. Roll your shoulders, open your arms wide to the side, feeling that stretch. Let's do that one more time. Open, and now step out to the right. Find the stretch. Side bend over, circle, lift, and then lower down. Reach out and stretch to the left. Side bend, lift, and return. Again, to the right. open out, reach over, lift, balance, and return. And to the left, side bend, open out, balance, and then release. From here, in your standing position with both feet underneath your own hips, spread the toes and spread the fingers wide. Feel yourself up tall and straight, as if there was a wall right behind the back of your head all the way down to your heels. Practicing our balance and getting some stretches in at the same time. Lift your right knee up with the toes pointed towards your shins. Flex, that's a dorsiflex position. Circle to the right, and now to the left. Take hold of the leg and reach out. 2 more times. Here's your option. You can reach out. Find balance if you brought your foot down. Side bend over to the left with your right arm. And then circle the arm. Hold your left hand to your hip and open towards the right. 1 more side bend. Release your left arm. And then open in a rotation towards your right. And step in. Here we go. Hold your arms out. Lift your left foot. Toes to the shins. Circle to the left. And circle to the right. Option to put your heel down on the floor or join me by holding the leg and stretching out and in 2 more times. Great stretch for the back of the thigh. And then release, side bend, open to the left, hold with your right hand. 1 more time. Open. Coming back to center, bring both feet underneath. Open your chest and bring your arms in front. Step with your right foot behind and lean your chest forward over your left thigh. Press the right heel down, right in line with the front of your hip. Even though you can't see it, for most of us we tend to bring it in. See if you can bring the heel out a little bit and keep your legs straight with your left knee directly over the ankle. From here, with your chest over your left thigh, reach your arms back and stretch. Now lift up on the toe and open up the arms as you bend your right knee. Press back and stretch, reach your arms forward. 1 more time, come up, bend, straighten your front leg, bend your back knee, and then step in. Other side. Slide your left toes back, hinge your shoulders right up over the thigh itself, and hinge from your hips. Lower your left heel straight down. This side could feel very different. That's perfectly normal. Most of the time, remember, we're slightly in, so go ahead and take your heel and angle it out just a bit to feel a little bit more depth in the stretch. Rise up, bend your back knee, straighten the front, open, hinge and land the heel again 1 more time. And step yourself in, both feet underneath your hips. Wiggle your hips just a bit, shoulders the same, roll the shoulders. Holding yourself up tall with that imaginary wall behind the back of your head. Take a deep breath in and reach your arms skyward, and then let the arms come down. 1 more time. Thank you so much for joining me, Portia. It was such a joy to work out with you today, and I look forward to the next session.